So 3, 2, 1, and we're rolling. Cool. Thanks for everybody being here. This is the Montana Magoo podcast. It's volume 5. We usually center around faith, sports, business, music. Today we're going to hit on a couple of things. I've got a couple of guests with me today. I'm John, here as always. We've got TC, former football player. He's here at a tech conference today. He's getting some cool knowledge. And then we've got Minsol. She's actually from South Korea and has a really cool startup that centers around appreciation and putting appreciation in other people. And we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. So I was going to kick it off with basically what my company is doing right now, which is called Fitness, Family, Freedom, Future. So we run races for different causes around the country. We've done races to help out veterans and active military. We've done one to actually fight human trafficking, and we're going to do probably 3 or 4 more this year. But we're going to talk about it a little bit at the end of this. But the reason we're at a tech conference today is we were actually going after some cybersecurity help, and hacking around our country. Actually, the United States, our country does an amazing job at keeping other countries out of our stuff. But it's a big topic today, even with smaller companies. Today we're meeting with a lot of startups. Your company is a startup. My company 3 years ago was a startup. And just how to keep things secure and how to keep your ideas. Because a lot of times creative people, other people that aren't so creative, come after those ideas and want to say those are yours. So I was going to introduce everybody. Minsol, can you tell us a little bit about your company? We met just like an hour ago. I was super enamored by your smile and just how passionate you are about yours. So tell us a little bit about what you do and why you're here.
Yeah, so I am building an app that creates more opportunity for people to show their appreciation more often to the ones around them. Because nowadays we have so many apps that connects us to random people, just broadening our size of the network. But if you think about it, it's the people that's really around you, that support you, that makes you, right?
Yeah, totally.
So, but then I don't know about you guys, but me, sometimes I think about someone a lot. I feel really appreciated, but I don't really get to, say thank you or show it enough,
I totally get that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to make what I'm doing. There are so many things to do, but for now, what I'm building is just have a AI assistant simple messaging feature, plus simple easy gifting feature as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. All right, TC, what are you up to these days? Obviously not hitting as many people coming around the corner as a defensive end as you're So tell us what's going on.
Post college career, former investment banker, kind of gave up my life savings to start a logistics company, and then kind of starting to pivot into the sports space. Post college career, actually, I ruptured a tendon in my foot, and I was trying to come up with some kind of calisthenics and plyometrics based workout.
This thing was super cool when you first mentioned this to me.
Yeah. So in the pool, and so that's low impact, and so me starting that, kind of started training a couple guys. When I did my master's at University of Delaware, I was training a couple guys there, and started seeing real impactful results. So we're trying to grow it. Company's called Aquamotive, and trying to build it. Trying to build out a system right now. Hopefully, find a way to get it on an app in the App Store, available for digital consumption. But that's where I'm at right now with it. So.
Very cool. Yeah. Awesome, dude. Yeah. Are you still following any of your teammates that you played with at all? Are you anybody in the league or anything?
It's funny. So I actually kind of getting into motivational speaking. I'm hopefully being able to kind of talk to the program there at Rutgers with Jamal Westerman, guy I used to play with. So a speaking opportunity to speak to the program. Rutgers Coach Shiano is actually back, so hopefully that'll happen right before training camp. So kind of come around full circle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah.
And I kind of clicked with you on that. Water exercises. We talk a lot about. My company it starts with fitness, then family, then freedom, then future.
Nice.
We always try to find innovative ways to keep ourselves healthy. and like water exercises are incredible. Like if you're
Absolutely.
sore, you can get in there, and at the same time you're getting rid of that soreness. Even if you're just doing normal swimming,
Absolutely.
you're building something,
Right.
and you're feeling better about yourself when you
Right.
get out of the pool usually. So
Absolutely.
pretty cool thing to click on right there. So yeah, just to transition, you're trying to get an app together.
Yeah.
Is yours going to be app based too?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Nice. And then we first started, we were at least to have people sign up for our races or sign up for training, we were going to be app based as well. I created an HTML app and then was going to transition in the App Store right before we got hacked.
Got it.
So I guess to get each of y'all's opinions, and then we'll kind of close after this. What is, I'm going to give mine super quick, but just be thinking about it for the next 30 seconds. Like, what is your opinion if you're creating this app or you're having a developer create it? Same thing for you. You know, why would you want it secure, and why would you want your ideas just to be yours? So the reason I would answer that is I have, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've sat on ideas for like 10 years, right? Because I'm like a perfectionist, right? So I don't want anything to come out until it's absolutely like perfect.
Wow.
So a lot of times it means stuff never comes out, right? So it just sits in the back of your mind, or it sits on on a phone or a tablet or a piece of paper in a storage unit that never gets touched, right? So I started letting some of these ideas come out a couple years ago, one of them being my first race. And our payment system through the race was actually through a legitimate company, and somebody hacked in so that those payments wouldn't actually get to us, right? So that was going to be our income. We were kind of operating like a nonprofit, so we weren't trying to make millions that first year. Our goal was to pretty much break even and give a cause. At that time, the cause was the Veterans Association and Dobbins Air Force Base, and then we were basically going to break even because we had really cool partners like Under Armour. Like, we were going to do upper level stuff. We weren't just going to get regular whatever t-shirts. Like, we were getting, Chick-fil-A was going to be involved, a couple like Big Peach Running Company, other brands and gyms that were local that could be community based, but be like, okay, there's something different about the way this company's running a race, or there's something different about the way they train people or operate, right? So I did that, and then the folks hacked it, and I said, you know what, I got to halt. It happened 2 times in a row. I said, I got to halt. I got to figure out before I go a year and people think I'm an illegitimate. I got to figure out what can I do to secure this, become better at cybersecurity, and find partners that also believe in that. So I did that. I actually worked with the government on it, but even they had a tough time with it. So, that being said, if each of you guys just maybe like for a minute, just tell us about, why you would want your companies as you're starting up, right, to be super secure, and like, why that would be helpful to you guys. Or if you've ever had a hacking experience in your personal or your business life.
I mean, what comes to mind when you talk about that is just the probably one, intellectually, just the intellectual property side of things. That's one, and kind of like to spin off of what you're saying, the payment side of things as well, like just data protection, right? With kind of what I'm trying to do is we would probably be holding camps in which people are actually making those processing payments on our platform. So that's super important, just to maintain security and data. So I agree. I think that just being really cognizant and aware, so your customer base feels confident that their data is being protected, I think is a big part of that.
Cool, appreciate that.
And same like my app, like people have to come in, join to make it work, right? And especially like right now, my first target is millennials or Gen Z, someone young.
Yeah.
But later on, I want everyone to show their appreciation through their families and everyone, right? So that in the future, the kids could be our customers, our grandmother, grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, they don't trust technology or security, right? So to help them to feel secure, I think our app needs to be really, be ready for that.
Nice and tight.
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Good stuff. Well, thanks for you guys sharing. This was our 5th time doing this. We got started last July, so we're coming up on a year on this podcast. Our goal is to have more guests like you guys that have great ideas, or have integrity, and don't want to be limited inside of a box, right? I love that you came out of sports and you're still just as motivated, like you're an investment banker, and then you want to still incorporate the sports, but you're doing it in a healthy way because you had an injury. So it's a pretty cool story. Same thing for you. You come from out of the country. A lot of folks are intimidated. You have such poise, such prowess just sitting here. I think you guys are both going to be incredible. We look forward to hearing from y'all down the road. So thanks a lot for being on the Montana Magoo podcast. This was volume 5. This is Monday. It's July coming up. We're going to have our next race July 4th. It'll be right before the Peachtree in Atlanta, and we'll see you guys down the road. Have a great day.
Okay.